Good afternoon, everybody. Well, it's afternoon for us, and we don't know what time you were catching up with this, but thank you for joining us today. Ian and I from Cloud 2020, we've been asked some questions around using Dynamics 365 Business Central for managing your sales process, whether or not it's a replacement for Dynamics 365 sales, or what types of businesses it might fit for, and what are the limitations. So Ian's very kindly spun this up for us and is going to take us through that process. And then hopefully you can get an idea about whether or not it might fit for your organization. But Ian, we know that Microsoft is offering this as, it fits small businesses. We don't entirely agree with that, do we?
Well, yeah, I understand where they're coming from. You can technically manage an opportunity into a sale, and because it's one platform, the outcome of that sale would be an order and an invoice and so on. So yes, technically all done within this same platform, but the DNA of this platform is that it's a financial platform.
Yes.
I think what you're going to see when I show you in a minute is the fact that that DNA shines through, if I'm honest. I think there is a case for, depending on the style of organization, if it's a business that, let's say you're selling, I don't know, garage doors, for example, it might be that because it's fairly high value, lower volume business, it might fit quite well into taking orders as an opportunity and working it through. But if you're looking at a real hardcore sales team, then I suggest you do need to have a look at what Dynamics 365 sales can do for you. And I know we'll pick that up in another session another time.
Yes.
So just looking at this, what I've done here is I've gone in to a platform and I've changed the settings so that I am logged in here as a sales and relationship manager. Right, that gives me this screen here. And as you can see here, we can see some activities, we can see some opportunities. You'll notice there are no leads in here. So this takes out the lead process that you get with the sales platform. So if we get into opportunities, and we can do that by clicking on lozenge here or up on the menu bar up here, but open up the opportunities, you'll see here that we've got a list of opportunities. You see here that I've created one here called Dynamics 365 opportunity. And whilst that's selected, you'll get the stats going on over here. This is the current sales cycle stage 3. Try and say that fast. But this is where in another screen you define your sales cycle, which would be initial contact, phone call, brochure, quote, what have you. This comes a point when this platform will not let you move forward unless you've created a quote. So this is very finance sales led, and quite early on in the process you will have to create a sales quote. You don't have to send it to the customer, but you do have to create that quote. So just diving into the details, you see here that we've been through 1, 2, 3 stages. And during that time, the estimated value has changed and the calculated value has changed, etc., etc. The calculated value is basically weighted revenue. So it's basically the estimated revenue multiplied by the percentage probability. That is automatically calculated. So the fact this is in stage 3, I happen to know that the percentage probability is assessed at 50%, and that's why the calculated current value is currently half of the estimated value. So what you can do then is you can update it. So this means you move to the next stage. This takes you to sales cycle 4, which is a proposal. So we can say that the date of the change is today, and that was probably going to error on me, but anyway, I'll give that a try, and so on. And we can then present that. So now we've got to stage 4. You notice that the calculated current value has gone up. That is because the chance of success now has moved to 75. So 75% chance. So During all this, you can create the sales orders and you can send them out. So let's have a look at the sales quote that's in here. Here's the sales quote. You notice over here you get the current history with this customer. But down here we've got an order for 20 Sydney chairs and the total value and so on. So that really is the process. You work through these different stages till at the end of the day you will then close out this opportunity as one. The quote then becomes an order and you can process that through your stock management if you're managing that in Business Central, and obviously by documentation with your customer and so on. So that is fundamentally the sales process within Business Central.
Thank you for that, Ian. And I think your earlier comment about the DNA of the platform really shining through, I think it does. And I think it works if you've got if you're supplying stock items and you want to keep inventories, or if you're buying in items for sale and you want to connect those up using purchase orders to sales orders and quotes. I think, and it's a very simple opportunity process, and I think it will work for that. But where you've got, for example, selling services plus equipment, or perhaps more complex pre-sales activities that need to be taken care of, or particularly if they need customizing, there isn't much of a business process flow bar there, is there? It's a very kind of flat. You will go from point A to point B to point C to point X at the end of it, XYZ, sorry, Z. But yeah, I think we can see really clearly the kinds of organisations that would fit in. And as you say, we will actually be doing another demo around the difference really between Dynamics 365 Sales and Dynamics 365 Business Central. I think just to say that we're seeing a lot of interest in Business Central. And I think you'd agree that that's understandable. There's a lot going on here that's really good for businesses.
Yeah.
And I think we're pretty clear when we're talking to people about what types of businesses that might work with. So if you are considering it, I think probably our message would be, come and talk to us about it. We can identify whether or not it will fit for you and save you some money going down that path, just in case it won't at the end. So as always, come talk to us about it. We'd love to hear your comments.
Yeah. And of course, the point is you can mix and match. So you can have Business Central running a lot of your processes, your back office, your finance and supply chain, what have you. And then if you've got a hardcore sales team up front, you can give them sales, Dynamics 365 sales, and the two talk to each other. So, you can, we're not saying they're exclusive, mutually exclusive, far from it.
And I think now it's probably a good idea to mention also that if you maybe fall between the stools on those, not fully featured, you don't require a fully featured sales process and a sales platform, you could actually opt for a Power App, which potentially could link and connect into this, and they could speak to each other. It's the beauty of the Power Platform, isn't it?
Indeed, absolutely.